So we've got a pretty good stand of corn out here, and if you're driving along the highway or along a road doing 40, 50 mile an hour, you would think it's about perfect. When we get to the end of the season though and get to harvest, sometimes our yields are a little higher or maybe a little lower than we expected them to be. What we like to do is talk to our growers about making sure they're making some assessments along the road to know kind of what's going on in their fields and with their stands. So today on this Agronomy Focus video, I'm Tim Mundorf with Central Valley Ag, and I'd like to talk a little bit about stand assessment. We want to get out here and take a look at that stand, decide how many plants are evenly spaced, evenly sized. Do we have that picket fence that we're shooting for, or do we have some issues? So today we'll talk through that a little bit. So these are 30-inch rows here, and I've measured out 17 feet 5 inches, and that's 1/1000th of an acre in 30-inch rows. Now, if you're using different planting spacing, maybe you're on 20-inch rows or 36-inch rows, just give your FSA a call. We've got numbers we can give you that'll convert that to 1/1000th of an acre. The nice thing about 1/1000th is I can just count the number of plants, multiply them times 1,000, and that's my stand. So that's what we're gonna do here. So I've made two counts. I've got 32,000 plants in one row and 33,000 plants in the other row. As far as 32 plants and 33, that 1/1000th of a row again. So I'm averaging about 32,500 in my stand. You want to make that count maybe in 5 or 6 places, kind of go throughout the field. Great to do it on a four-wheeler when it's this time of year, so you can go out and cover the whole field, because what's right out in front might look really good, but you get over a hill and you might want to see something a little bit different, make some assessment, make some notes, so when you come back and harvest, you can kind of tie those two things together. Now, once we've actually made that count, the next thing we want to look at is how evenly spaced are our plants and how even was our emergence. And to do that, we'll move the tape measure over closer to the row and we'll do a little bit of math. So now we've moved the tape measure over so it's right next to the plant so we can see exactly how they're spaced. We need to do some quick math. Again, we're 1/1000th of an acre on 30-inch rows. That's 17 foot 5 inches. I need to convert that to inches, so 17 times 12 gives me 204. I add the other 5 inches, that's 209. In that 17 foot 5 inches between the two rows, I averaged 32.5 plants, or 32,500 stands. So I divide that 209 by 32.5, comes up with right about 6.5 inches, 6.4, so 6.5 inches would be my population perfectly evenly spaced here within this row. Now, you'd also think a little bit about the population you were planting. If you were planting 36,000, then your perfect even spacing would be that 209 divided by 36. So come up with your number, know where you should be. We need to be about 6 to 6.5 inches between these plants, and then make an assessment. Where are we? So this plant here is at 93 inches. This plant here is at 99 inches. Well, there's 6 inches. This one's at 105. I'm perfectly at 6 inches. Here I'm at 110.5. I'm right around 6 inches. Where you start running into problems as we get over here. I've got one plant at 80 inches and another plant at 89. I should have 6 inches of spacing, but instead I've got 9 inches. Well, what happened? Oh, I've got another plant here that's only 3 inches away. Somehow we kind of doubled up here. It looks like two seeds fell fairly close together. And you need to think about that a little bit. What could that have been? Could my meters be a little out of sync? Could I have an issue maybe with planter speed and seeds bouncing around going down my drop tubes? Could I have some kind of an issue with rough ground and some bounce of the planter? Those are things you need to think through as you make this assessment. For our next Agronomy Focus video, we'll do some conversations about actually digging up some plants, making some assessments about are all the plants even. But today I just want you to focus on making those stand counts and then looking to see if you're getting even spacing of the plants. With Central Valley Ag, I'm Tim Mundorf. Thanks for watching this episode of Agronomy Focus.